You ever wonder why the smartest people in the room always seem stuck in their own heads? Why the sharpest minds rarely move forward, trapped in thought loops they can't escape? Let me tell you something about smart people. They don't get lost because they're weak. They get lost because they can't stop thinking. In the next few minutes, I am going to tell you about the real reason why the smart people stay stuck and stay lost. And listen, by the end of this video, I'm giving you the real-life lesson to stop overthinking and stay motivated and productive in life. Trust me, once you hear these life lessons, you'll never look at your life the same way again, and your smart mind will be a productive and happy mind. Now let me tell you that smart people are always perfectly aware of the game. They see every piece, every player, every possible move. Their minds dissect situations like surgeons. They see the flaws, the dangers, the risks. They see 10 steps ahead, but while they're calculating, the world keeps spinning. People less intelligent, less thoughtful, less careful, they're already moving, already failing, already learning. The smart ones, they're still frozen, caught up in that endless loop of what-ifs. They don't just walk into a room. They scan every face, every glance, every micro-expression. They're not living in the moment. They're living in every possible moment at once. Overthinking conversations before they even start. Replaying interactions after they've ended, wondering how they could have handled it better, smarter, cleaner. It doesn't stop with people. It's every decision, every opportunity. They don't just see one outcome. They see all of them. Every path, every pitfall, every possible point of failure. And that awareness, that hyper-awareness, it becomes a cage, because when you can imagine everything that could go wrong, it paralyzes you. You become your own worst enemy. Your mind, sharp as a blade, turns inward, cutting you down before anyone else even gets the chance. You want to know the real tragedy? It's not that they don't have potential. It's not that they aren't capable. It's that their intelligence becomes their excuse, their trap. They think if they can just think harder, prepare longer, wait for the perfect moment, they'll finally be ready. But life doesn't work like that. While they're stuck calculating, life moves on. Opportunities disappear. People drift away. Doors close. And by the time they muster up the courage to act, it's already too late. Smart people don't fail because they're not good enough. They fail because they never start. Because here's the dark part no one talks about. The world doesn't reward overthinkers. It rewards doers. It rewards people who move, even when they're unsure. People who screw up, adjust, and keep going. The people who hesitate, who second guess, who drown in their own thoughts. They get left behind. Every minute spent overanalyzing is a minute lost, a chance missed, a life unlived. And what makes it worse? They know it. Deep down, they feel the clock ticking. They feel life slipping through their fingers. But instead of breaking free, they double down. More analysis, more preparation, more overthinking. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff, knowing you need to jump, but calculating every possible way you might fall instead. You ever see that look in someone's eyes? The one where they're present but distant, like they're stuck behind glass, watching the world move without them. That's the look of a mind trapped in its own brilliance, a mind too aware, too cautious, too afraid to just let go. And here's the brutal truth. You can be the smartest person, but it won't matter if you're the only one standing still. Intelligence means nothing without action. Awareness means nothing if you never apply it. Potential means nothing if it stays locked inside your head. See, intelligence is a double-edged sword. On one side, it sharpens you, makes you see things others don't. Patterns, flaws, hidden meanings. It gives you the ability to predict, analyze, and plan 10 steps ahead. Sounds like a blessing, right? But flip that blade over, and you'll find the curse. Because the same mind that sees everything, feels everything, overthinks everything. You don't just walk into a room, you scan it, dissect it. You don't just have a conversation, you replay it, question it. Did I say the right thing? What did they mean by that look? Should I have handled it differently? While the world moves on, you're still stuck analyzing a moment that's long gone. While others live, you're trapped in your head, lost in possibilities, doubts, and worst-case scenarios. And it's not just social situations, is it? No, it's everything. Decisions, opportunities, life paths. You think of every outcome, every risk, every angle. You plan for every failure before you even take the first step. You tell yourself it's preparation, it's caution. But deep down, it's fear. Fear disguised as logic. Fear wrapped in overanalysis. Because here's the truth. The smarter you are, the more aware you are of how much can go wrong, of how uncertain the world really is. And that awareness, it becomes a prison. While others jump, you calculate. While others risk, you hesitate. You think so long about the best move, you never move at all. And society rewards that hesitation, tells you to be careful, to be rational. But careful and rational quickly turn into paralyzed and stagnant. You scroll past success stories, wondering why they did it and you didn't. You replay opportunities you let pass because you needed more time, more certainty, more guarantees. You're not lazy. You're not incapable. You're just stuck in a loop your own mind built. Let me ask you, how many times have you lost sleep replaying a conversation from years ago? How many hours have you wasted wondering what would have happened if you made a different choice? How many chances have slipped through your fingers because you were too busy weighing every option to act on any of them? Smart people overthink because they don't trust the unknown, because they need control, because they've been conditioned to believe that thinking harder will always lead to the answer. But here's the kicker. Life isn't an equation you can solve. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and no amount of overthinking will change that. You want to know why people who aren't as smart still win? It's not because they're better. It's because they move. They fail fast. They adjust on the fly. They don't waste time calculating every possible outcome. They live through the outcomes. Meanwhile, you're still sitting there, waiting for everything to make sense before you take a step. It's never going to make sense. You'll never have enough information. You'll never eliminate every risk. And the longer you wait for certainty, the further life slips past you. Here's the real tragedy. Most overthinkers know exactly what they want. They just drown it in doubt. You've probably pictured your dream life 100 times. The career, the relationships, the freedom. But every time the chance comes to chase it, You stop yourself. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? So you stay still, safe, and miserable. But let me hit you with something uncomfortable. The people who judge you, they're too busy thinking about themselves, the failures you're afraid of, their lessons in disguise, and the feeling of not being good enough. That's not a fact. It's a story you keep repeating. You've got the intelligence. You've got the ability. What you lack is movement. Because here's the truth. Smart people don't need to think more. They need to act more. Trust themselves more. Accept the mess. Accept the uncertainty. You want control. Start realizing that real control comes when you stop letting overthinking run your life. Real power comes when you step into the unknown and figure it out as you go. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're just stuck in a mind that never learned how to let go. So let this be the wake-up call. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop thinking the next thought will fix everything. The world isn't waiting for you to figure it out. It's moving, with or without you. And the ones who win, they aren't the ones who overthink. They're the ones who dare to act while others are still thinking. Choose movement. Choose action. Break free from the loop. Before you overthink your whole life away, listen closely. You've spent too many nights lying awake, trapped in thought. Too many mornings paralyzed by choices you never made. Too many years locked in your own mind, convinced the next thought, the next analysis, the next plan will finally free you. But here's the brutal truth. It won't. Overthinking is the cage, not the key. Smart people like you build walls with your thoughts. You think you're being careful, but what you're really doing is building a fortress you can't escape from. You've armored yourself with so many what-ifs and worst-case scenarios that you've forgotten how to live without them. You tell yourself you're being logical, but life isn't logical. Life is messy, unfair, and unpredictable. No amount of calculation will ever prepare you for the chaos it throws your way. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. No one is coming to hand you the perfect answer. No one is coming to clear your doubts. No one will give you permission. You're waiting for a moment that doesn't exist. So stop. Stop thinking the next plan will be flawless. Stop replaying past mistakes like they'll magically change. Stop believing you can think your way into safety. Safety is an illusion. Control is temporary. What you need now is not another thought, but a decision. Decide to move even if you're unsure. Decide to act even if it feels messy. Decide to trust yourself even when doubt creeps in. Because the people who win, they're not smarter. They're not more capable. They just stopped letting fear dress itself up as logic. They made peace with uncertainty. They accepted that mistakes are part of the process. They realized that the only way to figure life out is to live it, not sit on the sidelines thinking about it. You want real power? Take the step. Fall flat if you must. Fail fast. Learn fast. Get up and move again. Every second spent in your head is a second wasted. A second you'll never get back. You're not here to overthink. You're here to live. So do it. Break the loop. Move now, before it's too late. Hey, if this video made you think differently, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, drop a comment below, and let me know. And if you're ready to stay strong, stay unstoppable, and build a mind no one can control, hit that subscribe button